Morning, guys. I'm having a rough morning today. I got bad news last night. I was up all night making a couple batches of my iced coffee at my friend's, Michelle's, and I never came out to the van to lay down till this morning to get a little sleep. I just couldn't sleep because I've been checking and checking my email for days, trying to see if I had been approved to get a solar panel through the How organization, and I was not approved. Now, I know they only had 40 panels, and I'm sure they had a lot of interest. I'm sure they had a lot of applications. It just happened funny for me because when I very first saw they were giving them out, must have been a year ago, and I thought, oh, I never win anything. I'll never be picked to get one. I might as well just forget about it. And it wasn't until almost a year later, just recently here, when I remembered about those panels, and I thought, oh, that could be a lifesaver for me. And I went on the website and I saw they were still accepting applications for them, and I got the application printed out and was about to start putting that together when the family was leaving for Arizona, and I was caught up in that a little bit, and so it took me a little bit to get the application in, and I actually put it in a couple different steps and a couple different emails to make sure they had everything that was required. I probably gave them more than they needed, and trying to be, safe rather than sorry. And as soon as I started doing the application, Bob Wells did a live stream saying nobody has applied for the solar panels. So I guess they got inundated with a million applications. So I kept calling, making sure, they were getting my emails and they had everything. And they did. They had everything, but it wasn't on it. I was trying to hurry up and get it in before everybody else did. And she said, well, we're waiting to give everyone a chance to get the applications in. So, I mean, I'm sure they didn't wait all year. I don't know why suddenly they were doing it on, they stopped doing it on a first come first serve basis, and waited until they had every application that was going to be submitted, which everything had to be in by October 15th, and so they waited until they had them all and then chose from those. And it just doesn't seem fair to people who, got the application in right away. I mean, it just seems like it should have been more first come first serve. I don't know. I mean, if you were applying, obviously you needed it. And I mean, in my case, I even explained to them why I needed it. You know, I don't know. I'm beside myself right now. I cried last night. I was so upset. Here I got the email a couple days ago and had overlooked it. I don't know how, because I looked and looked and looked. I mean, I was checking my email and checking my messages several times a day, and looking for an email from them, because she said it would come after the 20th, probably by about the 25th. And here they had sent it out on the 21st, and I never saw that. And I mean, I looked and looked and looked every day, over and over. So I don't know how I missed it, but it's a real setback in my life. I mean, I don't know why I let myself count on that, but with the limited income I have, I just don't see me being able to afford a solar panel. Especially those were 245 watt, one 245 watt panel. That would have been perfect. And they were giving away batteries and a charge controller and all the wiring, everything, anything you needed with it, plus installing them for you. I can't afford that. I don't know what I'm going to do, because I can't seem to tolerate the heat. I can't tolerate the freezing cold. I mean, I can tolerate the cold down to in the 30s, but not when 30s is the high for the day. That's the difference. And then at night, it might say it's in the 30s, but then with the wind chill factors and everything, it's going into negatives. I can't tolerate that. That's just too cold. I could freeze to death in my van. So I can't be here for the cold, cold winter. But I can't take the heat in the Arizona desert either without, I mean, I don't even have a fan in here. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't sleep in parking lots and that kind of thing, which is what I do, without any kind of ventilation in here. It seems like as long as there's ventilation, you can keep air moving. That's why I was okay whenever I was able to be in my daughter's driveway where I could plug in and feel safe to have the window down a little bit and have a fan going in here.